So the question is there any of us who have not got Power BI running? Okay. The silence means that all of us here have got Power BI working properly. And that's good. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, as I said earlier, is to use Power BI to connect to various Power data source. We're going to have different data source connecting to Excel, SQL Server, and CSV file. Then we'll have connecting to cloud data source. Then we'll have connecting to web data source. And then introduction to direct query or import mode. So let's get started. First, try to connect to Excel. So I need to share my Power BI. Okay. So now we have Power BI running now, and we want to connect to Excel documents so that we can work on that document, can clean the document, or we can just start visualizing the document. To connect to data source, you see this is a get data. We can use this directly to get data from the data source. Excel document is a very popular document that we get data from. We can get directly from Excel from here. Well, this is one link, and this is SQL Server. These are popular destinations, but generally you can get from here. And if you want to get from Excel, get from here. This from Excel that I'm trying to do. So there's Food Tracker Sales 2023 version 1 that I'm going to connect now. And before I do that, let me upload this to our WhatsApp group. It's I'm going. Yeah. Yeah, I've uploaded this document to our WhatsApp group. So this is the document I'm connecting, and the document I'm connecting is Futraco. Are you seeing the document I'm picking from my laptop? Can you see it from your end? I know it might not be possible, but I'm just asking.
No, I'm not
No, we are
seeing.
not seeing it. We are not seeing it.
Okay, because but you saw how I get to there. Once you click on this, the document I've shared that document in our if you are following me, I've shared that document in our WhatsApp. You can download it to your if you are using WhatsApp for desktop, you can download it on your laptop if you are following. But if you are not following, I'll be talking like some areas you might not be seeing. I will continue to talk about it so at least you know. But we are not strange about working in a desktop version like this. At times it becomes difficult to see every dialog box that you open when you are sharing your screen. It has happened in other software we use like SQLite, Project Liban, some of them, for some of you who are in the project management. But let me get this data from Excel. So we're connecting to Excel. But at this point, you can see this particular map. You can see what I'm doing at this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, we should be. This is a collaborative class. When I ask question, let me know that I'm not alone. So the next thing is connecting to the data on Excel. I will click on Excel Futraco Sales 2023 version 1, and I will click open, and it will load. So it's now connecting. Unable to connect. Try again. Okay. Let me connect from here direct, then see. Okay. The data I'm trying to connect is not connecting. Okay, let me try another document from here. Another Excel document. Okay.
But sorry, sir, my own is there. I saw it took me to Navigator. And he said,
Yes, I'm connecting it. It's connecting. And yes, navigator, you are right. From the navigator, you see a folder.
I saw the folder Food Tracker Sales 2023 version 1.
Yes.
Then I saw
Sheet
under
one.
it, I saw data set. It says select option. I saw data set, sales trend by month, top selling product, select selling region, top sales for each product, you know. So I don't know what.
Yes, I said because the particular data set I shared with you guys I want to connect is not.
That's data set I put on mine before I got to this navigator.
Okay. Is it you downloaded it from the group?
Yeah, I downloaded it from the group and I pasted it on my desktop of my laptop. Then I went to get data. Then I now link went to the desktop and I picked it.
Yeah, you are right. So I'm equally there because the particular data I want to is not connecting. So, but because I did that, so now I'm connecting it to another data set, a Food Tracker, the same data, and I'm in Navigator as well. And I can connect, but there in the folder, we'll have one sheet in the folder. And within that folder, sheet 1, if you click on that sheet 1, you can see it. So that is, you are right. So if you want to load that data on your Power BI, you see there is a small dialog box on the data sheet. Can you see it?
Small dialog.
It's not a small checkbox.
Yeah, I saw checkbox now.
So if you click on the checkbox, you need to click on it. So if you
But
click on the checkbox, that's the only way you can load or transform data. So if you load, can you see that?
I saw checkbox, but on the checkbox, I saw checkbox for data set. I saw checkbox for sales trend by month. I saw sales top selling product, checkbox for top selling product. I saw checkbox for top selling region. I also saw checkbox for sales for each product.
Yes, it means these are different data, these are different tables.
Okay.
So these are different tables.
So which one do I check and load now?
You can click on any of the, because I'm working on different data sets. The one I wanted to upload, couldn't upload. I'll try to troubleshoot it later to find out why it's not uploading. Well, I couldn't connect on that, but I connected on different data sets, which is only one sheet that's content. But if the point is connecting to the data set, if you click on any of the checkbox, you see you can load the data. If you click any of all those tables, click on one.
Yeah, I clicked, it's loading now.
So with that, you see that's how we can connect to this data set, and then you can load it. If you want to transform before you load, you can use transform before you load. But let's load. But the point here is, that is the way
So the transform, does it do any editing on the data set?
Yes, transform means you need to clean up the data set. You need to edit maybe missing, or just transform, clean up the data set before you load. That is what it means. But if you load, you can equally clean when you've loaded. So whichever way you can use transform and
Okay.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
yeah, good evening.
Okay, I'm trying to upload the data set that you shared on the group, but it's telling me it's unable to connect. I'm getting an error. It said we encountered an error while trying to connect.
Yeah, that is what I said that the data set
Okay.
I wanted to. Do you hear what I said? That
Yes, I did.
yeah, that is the problem. So I will check later why the data set is not. Maybe there is error somewhere, but I will look at that later. So
Okay.
that's why me too. I can't load that data set.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me see. There's another data set I'm trying to work on. So let me see if I can load okay. So if you want to, which I think is to transform to see if your data is clean, you need transform. If you load directly, I've uploaded another Futraco data set. So maybe you can check this one to see if it's working for you. That's the one I've just loaded. You see if it's going to work. The first one, I think, I don't know what, but I renamed that table, that data set, and it might be, but I uploaded another one. So for you that is having the same issue with me, you can try the second data set to see if it can load. I hope if you do that, it's going to load.
Sir,
Yeah.
I'm on the transform data page now. So Should I close it and
Yeah, we are
go
not. We are not. Tomorrow we start cleaning all this. That's tomorrow start transforming, and what today is to see if we can connect to data set and load, which we are doing. We'll have a lot of them we are going to do. So
Okay.
we might not have time to load and clean and go back. Is going to be a lot of time because we need to try different data set. We equally need to connect to the web, scraping data from the web. We need to try it out. Now we can see this one is working. We just close it and then we go to we try to connect to another data set. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. The SQL Server, connecting to SQL Server, for now, we don't have any live SQL Server we can connect to. You know, SQLite, I don't think is a recognized server by Power BI. I don't think Power BI recognizes that as a server. But that just helps us to learn SQL. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So if we are going to connect to server, SQL Server, it's just the same. We go to SQL Server here, you click on that. It's going to take you to SQL Server database, where you need to do some signing. You need to sign in before you can get access. But that means a hosted SQL server, not the one we set up in our laptop. So SQL, this do not Power BI do not recognize SQLite as a server. I think that's just for educational purpose to help us learn SQL. But at this point, so going forward, what I will do is I have a lot of where I post my data. So I will be creating a dedicated server for the purpose of this data analysis. So we can access live SQL server. So that is what we're going to be doing, you know. So, but have you guys where I am on this SQL server? It's prompting you to sign in. You need to put some details like server name and database and.
Yes, the same thing with my side.
Okay. So you need a dedicated hosting environment like port. So you add like enter the port number and then It will take you to the, like this, digital technology business school will have a live. So if we put it, we'll be able to, but like I said, I'm going to create a dedicated SQL server where we can connect and play around, not with a live business data, you know, at this point. So and the CSV file, so I'll be making available a CSV file, which I will share for us to access that. So okay, the CSV file I have here, like tomorrow I will get a CSV file ready for that. Some of them here are very sensitive documents, which I cannot share with you for now. So I'll create a dedicated CSV file for this lesson. So that will be ready by tomorrow. Another one is connecting to cloud data source like Google Analytics. Cloud data source.
Yeah, I did Google now, but it's telling me I can't connect. Google Analytics, sir.
From where?
From the get data. I searched Google Analytics, just like you said, and I tried to connect. It's showing me that the Google Analytics connector relies on a third-party service.
Yeah,
features
you need to sign into Google cloud, into a Google Cloud console before you can
access it.
That's not going to be, that's what I'm thinking. So some of these advanced, we need the only cloud service I'm using is I'm using Google Cloud Service. I'm using Google Cloud Platform. A lot of data we have there, like where all this data for this food tracker and all of them have a live data there. But I need to create more dedicated project. I need to create a project which you can connect to there. So I've created a notes on that. We need to create accounts, okay, projects in the Google Cloud before we can connect to any of them, and we need to sign into a Google account. You need Google Console account. These are some of the advanced part of it. We are going to come back to that, like this Google and Google Cloud, the one we're going to come back is Cloud and SQL, because these are very important areas as well. I'm not going to pass any of them, but I'm going to create a dedicated project for that. So let's connect to web. We can connect to web by, if you click, I will share the web we can click on. We can connect to this web. If we can get data from the web, kind of call it scraping. And just our platform name. Digitech, just call it digiteched.co.uk. I've posted it here. You can copy it, and let's connect to the web.
On the web, he gave us two options, basic and advanced. Which one do we check before we paste it?
Just basic.
Okay.
Paste it on the basic.
Okay, before we connect, it's asking about anonymous, window, basic, a web API, organizational account.
Okay. It just I loaded and it just took me straight to the tables. Just collect on state your list again.
They said anonymous, Windows, basic, web API, organizational account.
Just click on basic.
Okay, he said
Okay.
if I click basic, he said username and password.
But it didn't.
I click on anonymous.
Anonymous. It didn't ask
yes,
me.
and
it did not.
And it
go.
take me to table 1 to 5.
Yeah, let me use anonymous then. Basic is asking me for username and password.
Okay. It didn't ask me all this, although because I've accessed some of them before. Are you on the navigator now?
Yeah, I'm moving now. I use anonymous.
Okay.
So it's loading now. Yeah, I'm coming to navigator, yes.
So if you go to navigator, you will see a lot of tables there.
Yes.
You have up to 5 tables. And we'll have if you click any of the table, it will show you see there, you see courses offering, and So if you click on column 5, here you see courses and the totals. That is a table. Do you see that? Table 5.
Yes.
Yes.
If you click on table 3, you see rating, happy students. Yeah. Okay, let's get that table 3. Let's click on table 3 and click transform. Let us not load. Let's click just transform. Okay. My own is loaded.
Yeah, mine is loaded. It took me to Power Query Editor.
Yes, that is where it's going to, you need to edit, or you need to transform the data, because if you look at this data set here, you see there is column 1 and column 2. It doesn't have heading here. We do not understand anything here. So, but we're not transforming, we're just connecting. See, we've been able to scrape data from the web. That is how you scrape data from the web. Okay. We'll be able to get this from our web. I will load another of this.
That should we close it without saving?
Yeah, close it without saving. Okay. I went back to that web, and then I want to load table 5 as well. Table 5 is a more comprehensive table there. So
Okay, let me see table 5.
So if you are looking at the table, you see that this table, this data set is not is very dirty. It's a very poor quality data set, meaning that you see the column doesn't have heading. Column 1 cannot tell you what the column is all about. Column 2, column 3, column 4, all the columns here, they contain data, but we don't know what they are. So in this kind of situation, you can see that it's very difficult for you to analyze this kind of data sets. And before we can do, we need to transform this data set before we can start anything here. And even if we give column, you can see there's a lot of missing data here. You can see that so many courses here do not have tutors against them. And yeah. And if you are a data analyst in a situation like this, you see, for instance, there's this course, Digital Technology Entrepreneurship. You see Digital Technology Entrepreneurship Placement, April 2020. There is no tutor assigned to this. If you need to analyze the data like this, you are not going to be coming here to be writing the teacher's name because you don't know. All you need to do, they ask you to analyze the data, and yeah, so such areas will be kind of filling the missing data, or it's either you delete or you fill or whichever, but that is not what we are here for tonight. So we are coming back for situations like this where we'll have this kind of data set. Have you guys loaded it?
Yes, on my side.
Yeah, you can see that this data set is not clean at all.
So what I
And
did was that I'm in the stage of load transform. So I just left it there. I didn't load it.
just click on transform.
Okay.
Table 5. You then click on transform so that you can see what I'm talking about data set. I'm just highlighting on the importance of transform.
Okay. They just highlighted the column 1.
Yes. The point I'm making here is that even the column 1 doesn't have heading. So if we need to start transforming, we need to give this table, the column need to have a name. And even in the data field, the record, so many of the record, the cells here are blank, so have a lot of missing data here. So this is a case where we need to transform our data. That's the point that's what I wanted to show us. In this kind of situation, we just need to transform this data before we can do anything on this data. Once this kind of data set is transformed, we can, read a lot of meaning into this data set, and it's going to make a good meaning, but that is not what we are in for tonight. So Okay, I'm exiting this now. Okay, what we just did is what we called data scraping. We scrape the data, connecting via API. For now, I don't have a dedicated API where we need to do that. We need an API endpoint. So, well, these are some of the other things that is a bit advanced. I need to work on to provide relevant information so we can have a dedicated. I know there's a lot of APIs, free data we can connect to. So I'll try to make that available as soon as I can so that we can equally be able to connect data to, we can connect to API data and get data from those sources. Okay. Another one is there's what we call, when we're trying to connect to data, we have what we call direct query and import mode, which I want us to equally talk about. Okay. If you want to get a data from SQL Server, I want you to try to get a data from SQL Server for those of you that are following. When you try to do that, you will see data connectivity mode. Can you see that?
Yes.
So that means we have what we call direct query and import mode. I included it in the notes, but I'm going to read it out because I'm not sharing it at the moment. So import mode. The import mode is when you load a copy of data into the Power BI from the SQL database, from the server. You load data directly into the Power BI. And the other ones, the direct query, is when you query database directly for each interaction. So you use SQL to query, you use direct query mode. In this way, you need to query to select data when the data is on a real-time data needed. So the difference is that you load the other one, and the other one you query to select the kind of data you need. But this is only on SQL Server when you're trying to get data from SQL. So I think we might really have a lot to do with SQL. So that's what I'm going to do to get a dedicated SQL Server where we can play around to understand all this. Yeah, but before we get SQL Server, we are going to be connecting to and other things involved. Like SQL Server, I mean, it means you need hosting a dedicated server where I have to just give it for this. You know, this is going to cost some money, but I'll see what I can do to that. So, and before we get that sorted out, we have to continue with the other basics that are not advanced. We have to continue with Excel data. We have Excel workbook. I need to get a CSV file by tomorrow, and then web scraping. So these are 3 areas we can start working on for the meantime. Getting data and transforming data from Excel, and then CSV, and getting data from the web and transforming and analyzing. So these are 3 areas we can be working at the moment. Areas like SQL Server, that's going to be a bit advanced. It needs more resources to get us there. Getting API, data from API is a bit advanced. We need a server as well to be able to get to the API, dedicated API, in order to access data. I'm going to work on that as well. And getting data from the cloud, database like Google Cloud Platform or Google Analytics. So these are some of the advanced areas. I'll try to work on that, but that's going to be additional resources. But anything I want to do, I want to do it very well. But before we get there, tomorrow we have to start transforming data from Excel, transforming data from the web as well. Yeah. So if we have any question based on what we cover tonight, you can ask question. Like I said, tonight is trying to see various data sets where we can connect using Power BI, and we'll be able to see all the areas we can connect. We can connect to Excel workbook. We can equally connect to SQL Server, but to have a limitation because we don't have a dedicated. We can equally connect to CSV file, get that ready. We can connect to web. Connecting to web, there's two types of connection to the web. We have web scraping, which we can see we use digital technology, business school, web link, where we scraped some data sets. We equally can connect to web via API, but it's not available at the moment. So these are the things, the areas I promise we are going to look at. Those we cannot do for now. I've mentioned we are going to do it later, but let's get started with the ones we can do at the moment. So we have other like data flow, data vars, data feed, blank query. These are some of the areas we don't have resources. They are a bit advanced, and to try to access data within that environment might be costlier. We don't have resources to do that. So that is it. So if you have any question based on what we've done, any clarification, then I can respond to any of your questions. Are you guys hearing me? I'm not hearing a response.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow, let's get prepared to start transforming data. We are going to start from transforming data from Excel. And that is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. So let's get tomorrow with that. We're going to get different dirty data sets and from Excel and from web. From the web, we already seen the data we connected is very poor data sets from our school. So these are some of the things we do. So and for those who couldn't follow us, please, I'm trying to, I don't know your limit, but it's very, very important that when we are doing this, you are following up so that you can, because you see some of these, when you open a window or a dialog box, you might not see it. So, but if you are following, when I'm talking about and you are performing, you will be following, you will be seeing it, and I'm seeing it. And when you want to work on your own, it might be difficult for you to access on your own alone. So, but when you are working as a group, some of those areas we can talk about it and you follow up. That's the importance of following when we're working together like this. So thank you for joining tonight, and at least we can see our Power BI is working. So it's time to start the work.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
And Ephraim, I saw the long grammar you sent to me. Are you working the company? I'm going to review the document you sent to me, and even the data you sent. I've not even opened it, so I'm going to look at it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Please help us to post this one so that we can access it before tomorrow class, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
No worries. I will do it tomorrow morning, because this it will take like some time to process, and I'm not going to sit down here and start waiting for it to process because it's late. I always come back the following day, and so at times why I don't post it immediately, at times in the following morning there's a lot of activity, like you want to go to work or to do one or two things. But because of we have class tomorrow, I'll try to post it on time. Yeah.
All right, sir. Good night, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah.